So Chris wanted really badly to be here today, but we've got something better. We've got his digital replacement. Last time we spoke about minimum requirements for choosing a desktop workstation. Here we're going to talk about portables and how to pick between a notebook computer and a tablet, and the pros and cons between each one. Some benefits of a notebook computer over a desktop are you've got a built-in battery. So that battery is great, not only for portability, but if there's a power blackout, you can continue working. Yes, you might need to use your personal hotspot or a USB modem, but at least you can still get some work done. Whereas with a desktop computer, when the power goes out, you're pretty much out of luck. And there's very little downside to using a laptop because they're almost as powerful as a full desktop computer these days. So there's very little compromise. When looking for a new notebook, you should be looking for a minimum of a 250 gig SSD. So that'll ensure fast file access, fast booting up so the computer turns on quickly. It's also better for battery life having an SSD. Another thing is 8 gigabytes of memory is a minimum. A lot of notebooks have 8 gigabytes now anyway, so that shouldn't be too hard to find. And an i5 processor or greater. So that's going to give you good performance, but also the i5 processor will give you good battery life as well. As for software, if you're looking at a PC, you need to make sure that it's got Windows 10 Professional, and that's just going to make sure that you can connect to your server and your file shares and everything without any problems. Another consideration, if you want something more portable than a notebook computer, is a tablet computer. So tablet computers have gotten a lot more sophisticated, a lot more powerful than they were in the past. So they're almost as powerful as a full-blown notebook computer these days. They are more limited, but the ultimate portability, the great battery life, and the really neat apps you can get on it really make it worthwhile. Tablets are a lot thinner and lighter than notebook computers, and battery life is typically 10 hours or more. So you tend to get a full day of work out of a tablet, and also the standby is great. So you don't have to charge it every single day. The benefits of being able to put it in your bag, almost forget about it and pull it out and still be able to use it are just great. If you get one of the newer tablets that have tablet pen support, you can use it for writing notes directly into the notebook, just like you would with a pen and paper. iPads in particular have much lower support costs due to being a much simpler device. You just can't install standard Windows software on it. So it's not susceptible to the same sort of viruses and malware as you'd get with a normal PC. One thing to keep in mind when you're buying a new iPad or another type of tablet is make sure you're getting a Pro model. So the iPad Pro is a much more powerful and more flexible device that you're going to be happier with for a longer period of time. And same with a Windows PC. Make sure it's a professional grade system and look for the word Pro, and particularly when you're looking at the software, look for Windows 10 Professional. If you're trying to make a decision between a laptop computer and a tablet, you need to consider whether you've got another computer in your life, like a desktop computer that you can fall back to. Because if you're going with a tablet's not going to do absolutely everything you're always going to want to do. So you always need to have a computer as a backup. Whereas a notebook computer, that can be your one primary computer that you just take absolutely everywhere with you. Slightly less portable, slightly less battery life, but it is going to be that ultimate solution for you.